Yo, it's Trent. Hope everyone's having a good day. But it's super cold out today, right? So I was like, hey, let's talk about the time that I thought I was gonna freeze to death. Or probably, I don't know how close I got, but we'll find out, right? Or I'll tell you about it. So basically, this was 3 or 4 years ago, and I was either just about to get my license, like not able to drive yet on my own, or I just got done with my first car and crashed it and stuff, so I wasn't able to use it. Either way, I wasn't able to drive at the moment, right? And, I think unless you live in a warm state, most of us have had snow days, right? Where it's too much snow and you hear early in the morning on the news or someone calls or tells you and they're like, hey, we have a snow day, no school, right? And you're pumped, which is fucking awesome. But this is the first time I'd ever experienced or heard of a cold day. Like, I knew you could get them, but I'd never experienced one because I'm like, how's it going to get that cold? Because the wind chill has to be like negative like 60 or 50 or like get close to negative 100 or something like that. I don't remember the exact rules. Someone can tell me that for Illinois because I don't know it. So, anyways, it's one of those days, right? And they're like, if you don't have to go outside, don't go outside. Because if you spend more than like 10 minutes or whatever, you can get hypothermia, whatever dangers, right? I'm like seeing this on the news in the morning. But I was pumped I didn't have school. And I'd been texting this girl for, I don't know, a week or two. But like I didn't know her a bunch, but I'm a guy and I'm a teenager and I was younger especially. So you know what I was trying to do. I was trying to link up with this girl, right? And one of the nights she's like, you want to come over? I'm like, yes, absolutely. Now it happened to be when it was this cold day, one of them that we had like 2 or 3 in a row of these days. But I think it was the first night of it. And, well, I know it was the first night of it. And I asked my mom for a ride at like 1 or 2 a.m. just out of nowhere, just like, please, like I'll Uber back. Like, can I get a ride? And she's like, sure. So she was being cool that night. So it was awesome. So I'm going to get dropped off. And I think I wore something similar to this, Like I didn't wear a full jacket because I never wear full jackets. And I'm thinking in my head, like, I'm going to spend like 10 seconds outside at the most, Like I'm not going to be outside. It's fine. I should have worn a fucking jacket. If I was, I don't know. We'll see. So basically, I'm about to get there and I'm texting this girl and she's like, hey, I need you to sneak in. Just text me when you're here. She said that like 3 minutes before I got there. So I'm like, okay, it is what it is. Sneaking in is fine. And she also said there were friends there, which, got me extra excited about this situation. Not only am I'm meeting up with her, but she's got a bunch of friends there. The mind's going wild. So, especially for like a 15-year-old teenage boy, come on now. So, I get there and I get out of the car and I'm like, see you, Mom, I'll Uber back, whatever, thank you. She's like, of course, right? So she leaves and it was a kind of longer driveway. It was more in I don't want to say the town name, but, oh, fuck it. It was in Barrington Hills. And, so I'm like, shit, it's cold. I'm going to text this girl right now. So I text her, I'm like, I'm here, and I start walking up the driveway. And instantly, I don't know, I got a bad feeling, you know what I mean? Like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have come, because I looked back to see if my mom was still there, and she had driven off and stuff. And like I said, I didn't have a coat or anything. And this is going to be the most relatable part, I think, of the whole story, because I know just when it's normally cold, right? If you have an iPhone, you fucking know this shit, especially if your battery's bad. You can have your phone at 100. If you go outside and your phone gets, like, cold, just normal cold, but especially really cold, that bitch dies or turns off in, like, 2 minutes, like, or 5 minutes. Like, it turns off so quick. So I'm texting this girl, right, telling her I'm here, and she's like, you can't come in anymore, my dad's awake. Like, you can't sneak in, he's awake. So I'm like, fuck. I need to call my mom to turn around, because she's definitely, like, in the neighborhood. She won't be pissed or anything, like, and maybe this was a bad idea. It's really cold. So I'm going, and right as I push on her name to call, you know what I mean? The phone turns black, and it turns off. And I was like, well, fuck. And I started panicking on the inside, right? But I was like, don't panic. We'll figure it out. This girl will, like, hopefully let me. Like, I didn't know what to do for a second, because I'm standing at, like, this the front door by the garage. So there's two garage doors here, and then there's a door here, and then if you kept walking down this little path, then it was the front door. So I'm at the first door, right? Like, I don't know, in my head, I thought that would be the sneak-in door. So I'm just kind of standing there, and I'm trying to look in, trying to see if there's anybody. I wanted to see if that girl was there and get her attention, because this is a time span of like 2-3 minutes by the time I've been outside to now, and I'm cold, like colder than I've ever been in my life, like past the point of shivering. Like, the wind's hitting my face so bad, mixed with like the snow and rain or whatever it was, that I couldn't even feel my face anymore. And my hands, right? Because my phone, I'm still trying to mess with it, getting it to turn back on, and my hands starting to get like stiff, like my fingers are getting like stiff. And it started freaking me out real bad. So I'm like, okay, I got to make a business decision here pretty soon. Like, I can knock on this thing, and this girl will probably get in trouble, but I'm not going to fucking die out here, Or I can just go to another house and do the same thing and see if they have a phone I can use or something. But it's a shitty situation no matter what, because it's like 1 or 2 a.m., and I don't want to go wake a stranger up. Like, it's going to be a bad situation no matter what. So I made the quick decision that I'm going to walk down a few houses, because for some reason, like, I should have just done it to be safer, but I didn't want to get that girl in trouble. I made the decision to go out there without a coat or whatever, so I'm like, fuck it. So I walked down a few houses, and as I'm going up this driveway, I start getting like hot, like unimaginably hot. Like, I was super, super cold, like so cold. And it started turning to hotness, which freaked me the fuck out, because I remember watching this Mount Everest movie. I think it was the one Everest or whatever. Maybe it was just a random documentary. I don't know. But I remember the guys, and they were taking their shirts off and stuff, because like when they got hypothermia, they were all hot and shit. And that freaked me the fuck out. So I like ran up to this door. And I'm like, I didn't even care anymore about, like, waking the people up. I'm knocking on the door. I'm banging on the door like the cop bang, like, boom, boom, boom. I'm like, but I wasn't yelling or anything. I'm not like, help me. But I did it like 3 or 4 or 5 times, and I waited, and no answer. So I rang the doorbell, because I felt like more of a dick to ring the doorbell, because if you got dogs, that's going to wake them up. And, like, what if they got a baby, It's like, fuck. So I'm knocking, rang the doorbell, still no answer. And now it's like 2 or 3 more minutes, and I'm really thinking in my head, like, if this person here at this door doesn't answer, I don't think I'm going to be able to walk to the next house, because there's a little bit of distance in between, you know what I mean? So I'm like freaking out. And then I start yelling. Then I'm like, hey, please, like, can you open the door? Like, I'm cold as shit. I'm cold, please. And I hear walking coming down, like, from in the house, and my heart, like the opposite had dropped, like, it came up. It was like, like, you're good, you're gonna be okay. Like, that quick little switch in my head from, like, panic to, like, you're gonna be good. And the person came up, and it was, like, the perfect situation it could have been for me. It was a nice, sweet old lady. I felt horrible that I had to wake her up, like, that she's peacefully sleeping. She comes downstairs looking so worried, and she's like, you look blue, honey. She's like, come inside. And she I don't know, she went and grabbed a blanket, like, wrapped me up. I wasn't even weirded out by, like, a random lady, like, hugging me, because I'm like, this lady's saving my life. This is amazing. Like, I was the weird one for just pulling up, you know what I mean? And so she gave me a phone charger and like, she was just the shit. She made hot chocolate, and I'm sitting there, and she's got my phone charging, so I'm able to text my mom, and my mom's like, you got to Uber back, so I Uber back, but the lady was, like, super worried about me, so she wanted to see who I was going with, and I had to tell her it was, like, someone, and I just went in the Uber. I was like, whatever. But overall, lessons learned, because I got really lucky, you know what I mean? I shouldn't have even been in that situation, and I did dumb things. Dumb things happen, but I learned, you know what I mean? But shout out to that lady for saving a dumb Trent, because, I could have froze. So maybe. I don't know how much time I was out there, how much longer I could have been out there, but I was getting hot, and my hands were stiff, and I couldn't feel my face. It wasn't good. I know I'm not, like, describing it in great detail, but, like, I've been cold for long periods of time, like, when it's like 5 or 10 out, and you're at, like, a sports game, and you're freezing the whole time. Like, I've had that, but this was, like, I was pure panic mode, like in pain, cold, like oh no. So I wouldn't recommend going outside when it's that bad. So, but thanks for listening. I was just updating my thing to see all the stories I want to tell soon, and I got a lot. So if you're liking these or you're entertained at all, just tell your friends, subscribe. That would be the shit. I'm never gonna be one of those people that's like and comment. That sounds fucking dumb. I'm not gonna do that. But if you want to subscribe, that shit's cool. I'd appreciate that. But have a good day, and new story tomorrow. Thank you.